Oh yeah, the Machtanov is here calling you out, Goro Daimon. You still got my championship belt, and I'm coming, yeah, I'm coming for you. Just when you think I'm going left, I'm gonna be swinging from the right, and I'll even put my title on the line. Winner take all! And Antonov's gonna take all as the king of fighters. Bill Man Diamond, yeah! You're listening to Searching for RinoaCast. The Searching for Rinoa podcast, yeah! Dig it! And I'm living la vida loca, yeah! Say everything twice, Shaka bra. Did you ever say shaka bra? Rinoa, your mustache is crooked! Your beard's a little weird, but that's alright. Love you anyway, Antonov. Get in the line, everyone's after me! Jesus. I do that voice anymore, I'm not gonna have one. Apologies for my horrible, not Photoshop skills. I thought, I looked it up and, I think I can do it in Paint and try to transparent as best I can. Nope! Ah, well. It's still funny. And it's not even a thing I've even watch anymore. I think I even looked up, stable, is there a stable with, diamonds in it, Daimon? And I was like, oh, neat. Okay, let's work with this. Which brings me to my, why would I title it this? Well, I need something to go back on, and I was going to do this at the end, but no, I might as well do it now. The speculation from Rinoa. This would have been 20 plus minutes of me going through every single character that was in a KOF game and trying to make teams off that. So I'm going to keep it simple and talk about today's topic. Kyo Kusanagi led some teams. Benimaru led some teams, including the newest for 15. What about Goro Daimon? Well, that was one idea I wanted to see for a future DLC team. KOF 14's Team Japan ending had Goro Daimon wearing that massive horn belt of the, quote, first KOF champion, unquote, Antonov. So 15 has got a new belt. And a new stable backing him in the lucha-styled Ramon and King of Dinosaurs, aka Tizak, the Griffin. So Goro gets called out by this stable at the next tournament. Antonov wants his belt back. He'll put his new one up for grabs. Winner take all. My team of 3 versus your team of 3. So yeah, Goro leads, his own Japanese wrestlers, or some cases like it. My first pick was a long-time cameo in KOF Games' first-time participant, Fatal Fury 2 character, and Judo Master Injube Yamada, who didn't get the memo that he also asked the guy he was openly having a fight with in the background of the Bleach stage of KOF 2002 Unlimited matches you see here, that being Fatal Fury Wild Ambition's Toji Sakata. The latter of which doesn't really fit in, but oh looky here, this girl who may or may not be the other new Wild Ambition character and a Joshi Puroresu in Sugumi Sendo. So another team of grapplers. Another choice I had would be a Nest's era callback to petite little Hinako Shujo, a sumo wrestler. Maybe a new redesign where she bulks up sumo style, but yeah, Goro leading a combination of those other 3 options for characters. Maybe make it so Sugumi and Hinako have a rivalry and Goro has to babysit them. I just thought Jubei first because, oh, he's a fellow judo practitioner. And then you get the odd duckling in there for 3rd. And now to maybe the big question. Does King of Fighters 15 even need Kim Kefwan? Wasn't in the game. Hear people really like it. The story kind of resolving itself instead of leading to a 3rd game about the Shune saga. That I'm not a huge fan of. But yeah, I can see Kim being the Molina of KOF. Fans will cry out and will this longtime mainstay of KOF games as DLC for 15. He's training with Gang-il? I'm always confused with that name. As of 14, so it's highly unlikely Kim will get in. However, I think there's room for another Taekwondo user who also boasts about justice. Instead of bringing in Kim, Let's bring in his friendly rival Jun-Hoon. Varying to Kim in story, I'll find this Xanadu guy who's corrupting your former students in Choi Chang and bring him back. Drag him if I have to. Hey Oswald, you want to see Xanadu dead? And you, Najd, are also about that punishing evil style. Let's team up! One more idea for a team, because I really like this ending, that I'd be super interested to see. This is spoilers, by the way, if you haven't played the game, so skip to here if you don't want to be spoiled. In the Special Agents Team ending, Luong is revealed to be working with Geese's butler from KOF 14, Hein, who's actually a double agent. He wants to bring down Geese. But who is Hein working for? My guess, it's fellow German and someone who also seeks Geese's destruction in Wolfgang Krauser, bringing along his number 2 guy, Lawrence Blood, for Tim Krauser to combat Geese's team Southtown. But that's enough of that. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. It's March, baby. That's a big month for new games, so let's get right into a couple. Not gonna do the whole month. First thing that caught my eye was tomorrow's release of A Musical Story, rhythm game taking you on what's very inspired by Jimi Hendrix in the 70s. Looks like it'd be something to scratch that itch of that genre of games. Looks very visually appealing. I was like, okay. I'd get this on a sale. But yeah, that's out tomorrow, the 2nd. I won't be getting this game, but by the time the next Searching for RinoaCast, the Searching for Rinoa podcast, I'll check out New Legacy Inc. as they no doubt check out, well, they already announced it on their YouTube, release date of WWE 2K22. They skipped a year due to how ungodly busted 2K20 was. And then I think they did Battlegrounds, which was free for PS Plus. Played that a little bit. I don't like how stubby you are. And the run feels a little weird because the AI always just slowly steps out of the way. Like, I don't... Last one I played was 2K13. That I liked. This, I don't know. But shall 2K games be redeemed? Or will that damnation continue with this new game? Earlier WWE games roster had you look over to play a game called Who's Dead? It's less grim nowadays, and now it's just like, well, maybe slightly less grim, but now it's just a matter of who's employed. I'll tell you first thing, it's not Cesaro. I think he's in 2K22, but he got his release like a few days ago. World of Wrestling is your oyster. But that's what you can expect next week. What games have I bagged this week on The Adventures of Platinum Hunting? Kablams! Glass Shatter. Crisis Wing. A skillful shmup player can probably do this in less than 15 minutes. Took me 20 just to memorize where everything was, how bosses attack, that sort of thing. 3 big score trophies in 3 different game modes. 200k in one-player mode, 100k in time attack, 75k in boss rush. Make sure you go to options so you fly a red and blue ship in one-player mode. Skill dependent, the platinum sat at around 49.3% when I finished it. Did a couple Girls Panic and Mahjong. Got a bundle of 2 Mahjong solitaire games in one. Mahjong Blue, I forget what it's the full title, but there's like a blue and a green is what it ends in title. Blue's glitchy when you game over, and honestly a little harder than usual to run through in plat. Like I'll hit like retry and just have to like hit down to get retry again. In some cases I've had to like hit the PlayStation button, go to home, and just restart the thing. The game, not the whole console, but still. But yeah, blue. I've had boards where I made 2 matches from the start, and it's like, oh, no more moves, start over. Green's definitely quicker, even if I did have to stop more than halfway through because I was getting all sleepy. Came back and finished that as well. I'll throw it up there, but this will also count as a Rinoa review of the latest Neptunia game that I've played, Neptunia Virtual Stars. 4 main goddess gals of game industry are called forth to face an enemy that is eradicating all content on the planet emote. Nep going after all those scumbags who turned a site from just content creation into more of the current state. There's even a tale of, why are there ads on this video, as one NPC says aloud, for example, to one of the level bosses you have to face. These invaders won't fade away on their own. They classified themselves from the planet Obsoletia. Yes! They take faith away from videos and VTubers with their practice of charging money to see the videos. In that, people start to lose faith and the power of the VTubers wane, so they're easier to capture. As with most of these larger Neptunia games, we join up with new characters. 2 others, we start with a fledgling VTuber duo idol named You and Me in plain English. Since this game has the original Japanese VTubers in it, the audio is all in Japanese, and really, who could ever capture Korone English better? Although I think it's like very early on. Her intro seemed like very year 1 Korone. I dig the new look Neptune gets in this game. It's like Nep took that Sora outfit from KH2 and made it her own thing. This game offers 2 different kinds of combat. While playing as the CPUs, it's in a third-person shooter using guns that have camera lenses. The Me and You of Mutual turn it into a hack and slash with their musical weapons of harp, bow, and guitar. Y'all get to be V-idols and use the cameras on the guns to record all your battles, plot-wise anyway, to get people's emotions back up and support your characters. Gameplay-wise, their health are icons that you lose 1 on each hit, rather than the VTubers' 1 big straight health bar. So most hits will do like 1 pip or 1 hit point to the goddesses, so they'll tank more hits. So you'll more often than not be playing them. Some later attacks will do 2 pips, so be on the lookout. There's some spells you can use with your overtime restorative MP. Anytime you're outside a battle, you just hold down R1 and X. Healing items are in abundance too, by the time I even remembered I had that option, because sometimes you can't run from danger fast enough. You need that help now. Be very wary of those Twitter-esque birds that have friggin' bazookas to fire at you with. Little bastards will drop you if you ain't careful. I've gone from full health bar to near death more than once fighting these, because not everything is stunned by you hitting them. The VTubers can be summoned and provide small amount of aid for a time. The touchpad does this, and also an emotional overdrive attack if you max that gauge out. For the one-on-one boss fights known as MV battles, where you fight along to music, there's a sidebar called the sound gauge to fill up. When you attack the little diamonds the boss drops, if you strike while the song gauge is in the blue color, I'm shooting at a boss trying not to get hit. I don't really have time to be reading 2 different gauges to know if and when to strike, but later on it's just like, okay, you can dumb it down. You can just hold down the shoot button and let net distance fight everything to make this easier. Just feel that bottom left thing. Oh, it's already full. Hit the touchpad. It can save you from like taking a hit, and then you'll like shift into like a form where you can hit it more again, fill it up again, and then hit the touchpad to do like a cinema super attack of some sort. But yeah, you'll learn quick that enemies do not get stunned when you hit most of them, so pick Nep and her Contra-like machine gun weapon. It's not super duper far away, but as you play it, you'll notice like, okay, this distance. That's about as far as I can get while shooting, and just try to like circle strafe everything. If you're like me, you'll dress up your characters in dumb costume stuff this game provides. They even give you bonuses if you wear them long enough. You'll need to save money to buy and max out 5 different facilities in your little hub world. There's this rhythm minigame that plays like an afterthought because it's just 1 bar and 1 rhythm. Just hit X over and over. Yeah, very, very, very bare bones. Bunch of miscellaneous trophies. There's this random challenge and fetch quest from VTubers, but you don't have to worry about that for trophies. You do got to keep playing that minigame though, record it, and then this other building creates items out of it 100 times for a trophy. You'll have to refight some of the bosses you face. They'll be a little stronger, but if you grind and just keep with Nep, shouldn't be an issue. There's this real pain in the ass thing where your jump is also tied to a look at this screen where a VTuber is just saying, do your best, or something like that. It's happened a few times. It thankfully never cost me health, because you can have this happen while trying to fucking platform. Yeah, there's some levels where they're just pits. They don't hurt you, but you do got to start over, thankfully. It's like they knew. That's like, okay, if we're going to do this, we can't have it do this, you know. Like, I can count on probably even more on both hands the amount of times I fell. Switch to the other character for that. Like, not the goddesses. They're actually they're good at jumping, but they don't jump as high or as far. They do have, like, this cool, like, little boost mode you can hit, and they'll just, like, slide around on the map, just like, like Gundams or whatever. And then that can act as you hit your boost button, and then you can do, like, a dashing jump off of it. But yeah, the other characters I found out with, like, just the regular health bar can, like, jump a little bit higher and farther to nail those platforms. But overall, this is my least favorite Neptunia game I've played. I'm more hopeful for that crossover with Senran Kagura. Haven't played a bad game with that title so far. Peach Beach Splash might not be my favorite, but it didn't feel hollow in parts like this game. But I liked it enough to march through and plat it, which will not be too difficult for you, but overall very mid, 5 out of 10. And then finally, Dust Over Z. You control a rescue attack chopper, mowing down zombies using the winch to grab and drag stuff back to your base. Keeping an eye on your gas, health, and ammo for your gunners. Had to be very careful on the final level on any difficulty other than normal, but yeah, take it slow. You don't have to play the whole campaign 3 times, thankfully. The other difficulties are already unlocked, just that final mission on each difficulty. A special thanks to the YouTube channel Archivers for a guide on all the lieutenants you'll have to kill and then drag back to your base with the winch. You don't just kill them to get credit for your machine that unlocks said final level. I put this last because it's not as easy as the other games I mentioned. It didn't take as long as Neptunia. It took me like a couple days. Although, if I binged, I could have done Neptunia in a couple days too. Yeah, I did a bunch of this game, stopped 2 days later, platted. So those games put me at current level 684. Number of platinums obtained, 366. Yeah, Dust Over Z was my leap year platinum. Or for you Canadians out there, Dust Over Z. And with that behind us, I'll really quickly talk about what other stuff I've been playing outside of anything that's like platinum right now. I'm going to talk real quick about Wild Arms. I think about a year ago I went through the first game, Fantasy Meets Western. Usual RPG fights, there's certain characters that can hit a button to use tools to aid your dungeon crawling and puzzle solving. Like a bomb that can blow up rocks, grappling hook to go over pits. 3 characters on a bid to save the world from the threat of a demon menace. The second game looks to be about the same but different characters so far. They changed what the arms in Wild Arms stand for. First game it was what the game kind of built for characters who weren't spellcasters at first could use. Like one character is a spellcaster, one other guy character is like a sword master. He picks up like techniques from other sources and stuff like that. It's like, I've learned this sword technique, haha. You could learn spells with Crest to just get any kind of spell you wanted, but again, yeah. The arms in Game 1 stands for Ancient Relic Machines, a fancy word for gun. Second game I'm playing now, according to Wikipedia, is gonna double my cast for party members. I'm not too far into it yet. Like the first game, you get a taste of what each character brings solo for you group up as you get drafted and sent up to a prison to meet up and become a no-country-led band of anti-terrorist group, Agile Remote Mission Squad Arms. First game, only main guy used guns. Now I got 2 of my 3 members that can use them, so you'll need funds to build up your guns. Mostly strength, but sometimes to make them a little more accurate too. There's like a hit percentage for these things. Depends on what gun you have or using. So far, I like the boss intros as the silhouette and name. You can get a creepy sneak peek at the horrible monsters you gotta throw down with. Seemed very, Goro Daimon core. You can drop them quick, attacking the main body, but the extra drops in XP are all the side limbs and such first, so you gotta warrant fighting it a little bit longer to get better XP into some of the drops. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat. Challenge yourself a little bit to get better stuff. I've had to restart a few times with battles and missing items you don't get a second crack at getting. I wish there was an option to save on the overworld map like some RPGs before tackling a new dungeon. That's usually where I mostly like to stop so I don't get super lost. Not an option in this game, but not something super game-breaking. Another unexpected thing, some fights I get into, it just says, oh, your character goes this alone for some reason? Like if you get ambushed, which with battles being random, you aren't exactly in control of that. So I'm not done with the second game yet, but that's where I'm at now. I have the third game on PS4, so trophies on that. But who knows what game will look interesting to me. Like, I dropped the last PS3 RPG in Legend of Dragoon. I liked timed hits, but too often I felt penalized and got 0 damage with my turns to continue. Or worst case scenario, you fuck up, the enemy counters you. So it's like, oh, I wasted my turn and got hit for it. Great game. I still remember the commercial like it was yesterday, but not for me. Nigel, he cut my head off. Did you see that? He cut my head off. What a wuss. Oh shit, I forgot one more thing to put in coming soon. Well, it's not really coming soon, it's more out now. There's this twin-stick party action roguelike, a light-hearted game called Conan Chop Chop. Yes, that Conan. Something else that looked interesting enough, but I'm a bit intimidated by a RPG, a computer RPG in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Looked interesting. That's also out right now. Speaking of Pathfinder, that's a D&D game, which is the perfect segue to another Tales of Roleplay. So I'm about to enter as the new guy in a months to year-long campaign for this one. Like I mentioned last week, some of them are double digits in level. The party has done a lot of things, and now is the time for those tales to be told, chronicled. And I'm talking in character, in-game, not just the stuff I'm remembering. Never played a bard before. A lot more learning went into this one. But this is the tale of my double-digit level bard, Ashar Killian. 16 intelligence and charisma, and just barely that 12 in dex to meet the requirements to make bard. Yeah, there's some stat requirements for some of these classes. I think the tale was that there were these skulls that we lifted from a lich lord of or something of that nature, some very powerful evil artifacts. I wish I could remember more about this campaign. What I do remember is getting to about 3rd level, which again doesn't take long. I think bard gets XP a little slower than mages in 2E. Admittedly, I did feel like I was being carried by this team of seasoned adventurers, but you're a bard, you ain't frontline anyhow. You're the chronicler, the storyteller, and in return you get a little taste of that prestige and power yourself. I read up on the class real quick regarding 2E. You get a number of zeroth. Is that how you say that? It's 0 to H, zeroth level followers from your tower, so now you get a little party of your own. But as a bard, you're a little bit historian, a little bit musician. Got a good chance to know if something's magical or not, a little less chance of knowing what exactly it does. Any enemy spells that involve voice, or any like song, you can cancel out as you play your instrument of choice. You can cancel that out. You can also buff your entire party. Not sure if it's attack or damage rolls, I forget exactly which. They also have to be some form of neutral in alignment. And our party weren't exactly the good guys. You know, think less Justice League and more Kick-Ass. I think one particular fight set us up against angels or devas or something to that nature, and they wanted one of the main guy in our party. Which again, we're right up there with them as double digits, but the neutral thing is important for a bard. I had my first alignment shift regarding this. You're sort of kind of, alright, you hired me to tail you guys and do cool shit with. Awesome. Around 3rd or 4th level, I get a taste of power and a wand of lightning bolt. Not a spell that you take a slot in, a wand, so I can just keep casting it. And my turn to the dark side, from lawful neutral to neutral evil, was complete. Tales old as time. Sad to say, I don't know if they continued that campaign without me, but maybe it stopped and started up again as I moved on. I'll have to ask my brother about that. I'm curious. Can't ask him right now. He's currently in Alaska working with Nat Geo. He's a curator for a museum and working at National Geographic. There was the Jane Goodall exhibit. He did that. He's in Alaska this week. Next week he's in Hawaii. So I can't ask him that right away. But let's go real quick from lawful evil back to the side of lawful good and my cleric, Brother Axel Arlen. Yeah, I know, 2 characters with the initials AA. That's why I figured to throw him in here too. As clerics, you need a good whiz stat. Looking over, okay, all double digits, this guy. Clerics, for those who don't know, they are healers. They are opposed to shedding blood, so all their weapons need to be bludgeoning, blunt. Hammers, maces with no, points to them. Their spells are mostly to heal and fortify. So, kind of the light side of Ashen comparison. I remember there was some forest creature or fairy or dryad or something of that nature put a spell on me to make me more charmed. Decided coming out of that spell later, I'd still be charmed, but of my own volition. I mean, she just wants peace and the protection of her forest, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. The other big cleric thing is turn undead. The one rule of undead creatures, quote, the cleric is charged with defeating these mockeries of life. You're a holy man. You don't do necromancy. These are an affront to your teachings, to your deity, and they must begone! It's not a spell to slot. It's just innate. You just have it always, and turn undead lets you effectively drive away stuff like skeletons, zombies, mummies, ghouls. The toughest of these being vampires and liches, but you drive away or outright obliterate them, depending on, I guess, your level and the level of undead. My finest personal moment came with that character when we took down a band of half-orcs and I wanted to keep some alive for questioning, less blood to spill. Another player and a paladin sought only to do away with these bastards, all for attacking, I guess, some village or encampment or something like that. Vanquish evil thoroughly, that sort of thing. And the character and mine had a bit of a disagreement on how to take care of things. The player after that was, hey, listen, that was my character, not me, please understand, so on and so forth. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, do you get it? By Jove, I think he's got it. That moment personally felt better than any level I could reach. Level 5 with double digits and all stats, by the way. But that moment of, Axel was not this extension of my weird, goofy self. He didn't have, the weird, gimmick of the I studied the blade, or in the case of Stefan Bruschi, where his sword talks to him and he talks back. It's just, just weird shit to kind of help out the characters. It wasn't all the bunch of fighters. The bard, I was still kind of feeling things out a little bit. It was still me, but a little more mischievous, little evil. I played Axel to the hilt. He played more like a storied cleric, holy man, does not spill blood, wants to help rather than harm, charged to defeat the undead. I played him as straight can be. But yeah, just that moment of oh, I get it. Okay, awesome. So yeah, my highest level character, and then the other character who I was the most proud of to play, and I feel like bringing back Moo at some point. I don't know. Clerics are neat. They're not quite fighter, but they're strong enough, but they're also a little bit not quite wizard either. They're very, very focused on all the healing stuff, the cure light wounds and all stuff like that. I wonder if they still have the sticks to snakes thing. Sorry, it's that D&D. Shout out to Mistara. Sticks to snakes. I wonder if Turn Undead works on races like Tiefling. Pretty sure Tiefling wasn't 2nd edition. Speaking of Tiefling, though, and funnily enough, clerics too, it'd be a long while before my next D&D outing, and over the computer affair, with one KZ Excellent trying his hand at dungeon mastering, I'll try to get him on and have him help tell the tale on next week's Tales of Roleplay. We're snacking for Rinoa. I don't have musical intros for all these things. What'd I do? I don't know. I have a couple ideas. Anyway, I have a new snackage addiction, and it's Pringles, so I tried a new spin on old faves. A sweet and spicy barbecue that's the right kind of spicy where I can build tolerance to. That is just not very spicy at all. Because the other one, Scorchin' Cheddar, can bring the heat. At least that one is scorching as advertised. Oof. But yeah, barbecue Pringles continues to be my fave, and now I have 2 different kinds of that barbecue as an option. Minute Maid in 2-liter bottles, fruit drinks. Okay. I'll talk about the second one I tried first, because that's... Ugh. Blue raspberry with the sourness all the way through. I mean, kudos for a sour raspberry, I'll give you that, but that takes some getting used to. I say that in contrast to the first one I tried, the peach. That one's like the 3rd bowl of porridge level of peachiness. I will be on the lookout for other flavors, but Peach Minute Maid, a winner is you. Alright, real quick, I'll give this music, even though I already did a review of it off my phone. Boston Cream Pop-Tarts, hit that music! Really love that. Just gotta give it its due props. Can't really say the same about the newest one I tried, the Fruit Loops Pop-Tarts. It's like a party in my mouth and everyone's throwing up. They crammed every bit of that cereal, just one mashed chimera level of every fruit flavor of that cereal in one package. That had even weirder after tasting the blue raspberry Minute Maid. Oh, and I hate throwing food away, so in my endeavor to try and finish that, but I'm like, ooh, one at a time. Avoid. I think I've reviewed a cherry vanilla soda or 2, but recently another big winner I found in Blue Sky Soda Cane Sugar Cherry Vanilla. Hit that music again! So good I had to have 2 cans in one day. I was like, oh, alright. Talk about 3rd level of porridge level once again. Just the right amount of cherry vanilla. I don't think this, unless Cheerwine makes a cherry vanilla. But man, I don't think any other soda has this claim of the 2 flavors goodness. Because it combines with other things. I'm like, Ah, yes! I forgot I was going to spoken word this, because it ties into the whole, oh yeah! I'm not going to do it in the voice, because I would never get through it all the way. But spoken word from his hit single, Be a Man. Be a Man is a Randy Savage's diss song to fellow wrestler Hulk Hogan. Track 9, apparently. Genius.com. It certainly is. Huh. Sorry, I'm doing it. Huh. I'm doing it now. Huh. Hulk Hogan. Hollywood Hulkster. Should I keep going? Wherever they call you, I'm coming after you, you coward. Okay. Spoken word. My voice, not Macho Man. This is Be a Man. Hot diggity damn, Hulk, I'm glad you set it off. Used to be hard Hulk, now you done turned soft. Doing telephone commercials, I seen ya. Dancing in tights as a ballerina. I knew all along you had those tendencies. 'Cause you been running from Macho like I got a disease. Dude, please. Your pay-per-view event was a joke. You're avoiding Randy Savage 'cause you know you'll get smoked. Come on, that phony fight, The Rock spanked you fast. But when I challenged Hogan to a real fight, he passed. I called him out, but the punk was scared to go. It was a charity event, but the Hulk didn't show. Hollywood Hulkster, you're at the end of your rope. And I'm gonna kick you in the butt and wash your mouth with soap. I'm gonna kick you in the butt. In the butt. I don't know why. Macho saying butt sounds hilarious. And I'm gonna kick you in the butt and wash your mouth out with soap. 'Cause like Rodney Dangerfield, you gets no respect. So come on, Hulk, let's wreck so I can put you in check. Be a man, Hulk. Come on, don't be scared. You're running from Macho, that's what I heard. I think it's supposed to be scared. Be a man, Hogan. Come on, don't be a chump. I never thought Hulk would go out like a punk. Be a man, Hulk. Come on, don't be scared. Running from Macho, that's what I heard. Be a man, Hogan. Boy, you's a chump, 'cause Hulk Hogan is a real big punk. Alright, verse 2. They call you Hollywood, Hugh. That's what it says in parentheses, Hugh. It's supposed to be, ha. They call you Hollywood, ha. They call you Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Hang on. I want to see how that sounds. Hang on. Let me see. Sorry. We're interrupting real quick. I've never heard the full song before. I probably should have prefaced that. I'm like, oh shit. Let me see. I can find it easily enough. Oh no, it's just laughter. It's just ha 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 ha. But they have it in parentheses, Hugh. That's even funnier. They call you Hollywood, Hugh. Don't make me laugh. Because your movies and your acting skills are both trash. Your movie straight to video the box office can't stand. Well, I got myself a feature role in Spider-Man, yeah! Bonesaw is ready! Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere! I got you for 3 minutes! 3 minutes of playtime. You hide, man, but when I find you, it's on, and when I slam you to the dirt, you wish you was never born. That line I remember from like the commercial. I smell a coward. Is that you, Hogan? I smell a coward. Is that you, Hogan? Macho's gonna kick your butt is the slogan. Again with the butt. You try to ignore me thinking I'll go away, but I'ma keep on messing with you do day after day. And once you step to Macho, you're through. The joke's on you, so Hulk, what you gonna do? Probably nothing, 'cause you's a real big punk. You called my dad up on the phone, man, you's a chump. 'Cause if you really got static, take it up with me, and I'll punk your butt out for the Lord to see. I'm gonna punk your butt! Yeah! I doubt it, but please, somebody out there tell me if Hulk responded with his own rap or something like that. Could you imagine? Dude, the mega powers are having a rap beef. Yeah, home skillet. You ain't shit, Hogan. You never were. Yeah. My God, if he was still alive and well, the fortune he'd make on Cameo. It's like, ooh, yeah. Billy Batkins, I heard it was your birthday. Yeah. You're turning 10 this year. It's a really big number, yeah. I'm really proud of you. Keep it up, doing the good work. Playing the guitar, eating pizza with your friends, yeah. Of course, there's that cynical part of me, like, would he have been canceled? Because apparently that's that story of the Stephanie McMahon thing. He wanted a threesome with Gorgeous George and like her sister or something like that. She mentioned some like wrestling podcast or something like that. Like, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't there. Maybe I was doing something else. I'm everywhere, man. You can't even tell. Hulk Hogan with your grandstanding and your hot dogging. Go for a hot dog with some kielbasa right now, yeah. Get some of that Nathan's, yeah. I've never had Nathan's. Is that any good? Doing hot dog commercials. Maybe some sausages, yeah. Nanako, what are you doing over there? I'll punch you in the butt. Give me some sausages. Brother, you better get him some sausages or you're gonna get the apple pie. Number 1. I can't really find one like really good Daniel Bryan promo, but I just had this idea of like when he does yes, I would do like the Beast Wars Megatron. Yes. This is my anger collage. Yes. I say yes. People say yes. I say no. People still say yes. I yell no. They still say yes. I can't take it anymore. Optimus Prime, you cuck. I'm getting real mad for some reason. The machine won't let me win, Optimus. The Maximals won't let me win. So I'll become a good guy. Which is apparently what actually happened to G1 Megatron. Like, oh, he's an Autobot now? Shit. The comics. Wow. Face turn. I don't know, I'm just thinking in my head, that's one Twitter thing of, give me the Beast Wars and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll. And yes. I'd really like saying that word. Yes. Yes. What was it, like 6-7 minutes of Megatron just saying yes? It's just like, yes, 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 yes. Let's see. As I go, I'm trying to remember. I have the golden disc. I have the power to do whatever I please. And the only thing stopping me from attaining unimaginable power is yourself. And I love he does it while he's in the dino. He's in the dinosaur mode, so he uses his little baby T-Rex hands. I think it's transmetal too, so he's like a dinosaur, but he has like the little flying, like little like hover jets. Oh, Beast Wars is fucking amazing. Waspinator want to do promo too. Waspinator, the Barry Horowitz of Predacons. I think he had a really cool look in the N64 fighting game. Everyone had like transmetal stuff in that. I'm like, oh shit, Pterosaur's in this? He gets one too? Neat. Was he in that? I do remember they did like two different versions of Waspinator, so to speak, because the other one was Starscream! Yeah. I'm not at my A game for this right now. Oh god, if I could pull that off. Yes, 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 yes. Hello? Yes. 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 Why are you talking like that? I had a stroke. Yes. Yes. Is anyone out there has a... I wonder if there have been like great yeses in history. You know what else? I'm trying to think. Like Daniel Bryan. Like who else had great yeses? Darkstalkers 3 had a good one. The yes! And you get like the little scream in the background. Doing a combo. I think it's like a 4 or 5 hit combo. I'll just preface that with yes. That's what they should. If they do a fucking... I don't know if they'll ever do like a fighting game for Transformers. If they did, it would be just Transformers, not Boost Wars. As much as I would see that. As weird and janky as the 64 version was. I think the final boss is like Megatron, but he's metal. Like completely metal, like he's all like bronze, like all silvery and shit. I don't know why they keep doing that for like super characters. I remember Flying Dragon 64, the chibi stuff was all about that, all those bosses. It's like, here's this boss that hurts you as you attack it. You need this item to... God, I played that so damn much, Flying Dragon 64. I know a lot of those games are a little weird because of the mind's eye thing, but I would not mind a collection of those games. I don't think Culture Brain's around anymore, as far as I know. What is around, and I'll close with this, the fact I slept on Arceus, not even knowing they region exclusive, the old starters you get. Like, Typhlosion's a Ghost Fire, and as a fan of Gen 2, I love it. But let's talk Gen 9. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Not Azure or something else that's just a shade of blue. I thought you were going to return to that trend, but alright. With the names and the starters, you could have kept the Latin American vibe and go with Pokemon Rojo and Pokemon Azul. But these little guys are perfect already. Love them. Love them. Can't wait to see what kind of monstrosities or dual types they turn into, because I'm all about that. I'm that guy that needs to have like dual types for all his Pokemon. It actually ran into actually got me into a little bit of sticky problem where I'm like, I don't really like using legendaries for when I do runs, but Platinum, no, not Platinum, Diamond. Pokemon Diamond, I think I was like covered so many types already. I'm like, what is this, Steel Dragon? I'm like, don't really have an ice type or anything like that. I forget what I had. I think I had like the fire type. I had the firefighting. I had the Haunch Crow, because that's that exclusive, dark flying. I'm like, ooh, I need a flyer. I need fly. I think I had, trying to remember, probably Gardevoir. Trying to remember that whole team off the top of my head. And Luxray, yeah. So yeah, I was running a team of fucking boosts. Because I know all those Pokemon are really good. Wasn't that like the recent re-release? I think they recently redid Gen 4. So, wow. But yeah, Arceus, I hadn't seen it in a while. I was like, oh, this is like whatchamacallit. It's like free. It's like, oh. I imagine, okay, they did that, so Gen 9 is probably going to be more of the same. I'm like, all right, cool. Just do like free and to like do more focus on like battles or something like that. Like out in the free world, like you're walking around, trainers will have like 360 field of vision. I don't know yet. I've only seen the starters, but that's what I'm envisioning. Just like, because I'm right now in my head, like, how hard will it be for PM to hide from characters for this Nuzlocke run? I think he just finished Gen 4. Can you Nuzlocke Arceus? Is that possible? Does that exist? Is catching Pokemon a little bit, that game probably a little bit different. There's like no gyms or whatever. Like, as far as I know anyway, I think it's just catching things? Like what's the end game on that? I'm sure someone will figure something out. But anyway, back to Gen 9. These little guys are perfect already. Sprigatito on the left as your grass starter. He's got the cannabis color. Maybe he's mint. Yeah, sure, Jan. This bubble bobble looking design. My name is Kronko. Gimme fire. Fuecoco, perfect name. And then how I came to find out about Gen 9, because Twitter was trending Donald Duck, and I figured, oh, that search should be good for a laugh. And Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Quaxley. Fucking Quaxley. They knew this little guy was going to be the belle of the ball for starters, so let's give him the stupidest name. Let's give him the and Bob treatment. That old trope. Because there's always one. Actually, they're all getting it pretty well. Like, I've seen art of the Bubble Bobble thing. I was like, yes! I called that one. Like, they had to have named it Quaxley on purpose. They fucking had to. Me being a madman, replace the Goncito duck with this little guy for a while and hype up the release. It's this year, probably in late summer, early fall, but Quaxley looks like he wants to ask if I have any grapes. Sorry, I'm fresh out. But anyway, that's the end of the podcast. So now I waddle away, waddle. Now I waddle away, waddle. Till the next podcast, bum.
God damn it, baby, no, I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you